Hey, welcome. This is the first episode of The Brother You Never Had. I hope you're going to enjoy it as much as I enjoyed it doing it. And with this, I just say go on, watch it, and tell me what you think about it. I will be happy about every response. And let's go. And hi, my name is Aaron. And I don't know why I kind of do this, but I just have the urge to do this after I actually had a bad mood and I wanted to talk to somebody because in my business I need to be concentrated on things. I need to think straight and not be thinking about other things. So I needed somebody to talk, and I was on a business event and a lot of people just told me you should do a podcast. You have so much to say, you have so much to give away, and this is why I started this. This is basically the brother you never had, and this is what all of this is about. The brother you never had, and this is what I'm trying to do, to be the brother you never had. Somebody who is sincere and who sincerely thinks about you. And then we already got to come to the first question, like why is it so difficult to show others through actions that you've changed? And this is basically also like giving in some kind of way, like what I basically doing right now. Like, why am I doing this? Because a lot of people would say, like, I'm just doing it for money. I'm just doing it again to impress somebody. I'm just doing it again to come to some certain point with some hidden agenda or something. And why is it so important for me that I even think about it? Why is it so important that about in general that you think about it? Like, I guess you know it from yourself how often you think about like what do other people in school think about me? What do people in college think about me? What do people at work think about me? And everybody, your family and your friends and everything. And most times first of all, most times the people don't even think about you so often how you think because everybody thinks like you so much about yourself. But in some kind of way, it is still so hard to show if you want to change yourself, that you want to change yourself, because you always get told like first of all you don't want to change, you are this person, you are that, like this, it's not possible, which in my eyes is total bullshit. I would say like I could never say like a few years ago that I'm a good person, and I really don't want to brag, but right now I can't say to myself that I'm a good person, maybe not the best, and I still make mistakes, and I will do mistakes. We all do mistakes. We are humans, but I know that I will at least try my best. I live by a mantra, and this is like, maybe you can't help everybody, but at least don't harm them. And this is why I try to live by. And yeah, the actions, that is actually what really, really is the thing, what matters. Because I can give you an example. There was somebody in my family, and he was like a brother for me, a big brother. But the thing is, like, he always had, I would say, bad intentions with his actions, but they kind of were still a thing where he said, like, he had bad intentions, but did good things, you know? And I would say I always had good intentions, but because of so much shit in my life, so much things I went through, and because it was really hard for me sometimes to just do the right thing, even though I had the bad intentions, the good intentions, sorry, at that point, I still did the bad things. And and this is a question I ask myself, and I ask myself very often, and you maybe ask yourself all as well. Like, who's now the bad person? I think there is not the question, and it should not be the question about who's the bad or good person, and you should not doubt yourself if you're a good or bad person. The moment when you ask yourself if am I a good or bad person or what I'm doing, you already show that you're a good person, maybe just on the wrong path. But the thing is, in the end, what it matters really are actions, and this is what you should work on. Don't let your talk in from somebody just to you because you do a mistake one, two, or three, or five times, that it has something to say. It has nothing to say, because like sometimes you do need to do a mistake more times because like every time you do that mistake, you get better by just like fall down 7 times, stay up 8. And this is something like I know one thing about me. And I hope that you take this really, really with you. Like, can you say about yourself that whatever brings you down, that you always stand up again one time more and try it again, even if not instantly? You know, we are human beings, but you try to do it. And this is what matters. And yeah, and this also like, from there comes also like the question, like, why, how I evolved to even like criticize myself and how I how to evolve with getting criticism and how to react to it, how my relationship to it is. And I'm honestly saying, like, especially in the last year, I took, or better said, in all my life, I took always criticism very, very to myself because I never judged somebody else. There's so many people, and you should ask yourself, are you somebody who judges a lot of other people, or are you taking the blame for yourself? Because I say something, for example, in sales always. In sales, when you don't sell something, at one point, if you look about the sale back, you know, you get that call or the video, the the rep, you know, check it up. At one point, you messed up. At one point, you were the one who messed up, that you couldn't sell this, what you wanted to sell. So, and this is the same thing what I think about criticism and about like about life in general and what you did. Like, you know, at one point you did something where you messed up, so you have to take responsibility for it. Of course, other people take a role in it, and you should not only feel judged, but you cannot say not say like because of this person. Maybe this person is even the for complete reason possible, but still you took somewhere a decision which led you to come to that point. But you are the one who can change it. You are the only person who has to live with it, not the other person. You have to live with it. And this is the thing I realized. I have to live with it. But I also as well realized that I'm not the only person always to blame and not to judge myself too hard for it, because I judge till now myself way too hard for it, way too often, and way too on a level which is like almost self-destructive, which you should not do. You should definitely think about yourself. You should definitely think about what did I do wrong and what can I do better. And I did this was there wrong, and this criticism is right, and everything. But asking 1,000 people about something is like will get 1,000 responses. The same if you make a tattoo, you get 1,000 responses. But the same is like with criticism, you get like 1,000 responses on criticism. So sit down on your bed. John Peterson said something beautiful, you know, like I think you can do your best validation of what you did and where your problem is. Sit down on your bed when you don't know what you're doing wrong and when you don't know what to do, and ask yourself, what did I do wrong? What is not going well in my life? Really, like sit on your bed alone. Don't know everything. And ask yourself, what did I do wrong? What am I doing wrong? What I can change? What I can change now? How I can change? And I promise you, you will get an answer. And he said it so beautifully, way more beautiful than I said it. But I did this so often, and especially the last time. And I tell you, it changed a lot. It changed a lot. And right now, I'm taking criticism still, but I also try to take it to see it from my perspective. Because if I only make myself down and only listen to what other people have to say, because everybody wants to be in a good light and always wants to feel good. So of course they try that somebody else feels worse, you know. And if you're somebody who is struggling with like taking always yourself as the person who did something wrong, like me, then you will struggle with that a lot, and then you should not. And what shaped me the most to that point that I do a podcast, to that point that that I'm thinking some kind of like a stoic, like that I try to live by their principles, which I get thinking other episodes will go into it. I think that the point is that I just realized as a man, and this is like I say, why I am the brother you never had, because I never had a father who was there for me. I never had a real big brother who was there for me. I had a lot of people who like filled somehow the roles, but it was never completely sincere in my feeling, at least in my objective feeling. Or I also messed up, I guess, a lot of things. Like I said, there are always two sides of one thing. You can never judge anybody completely, you also are part of it. But one thing I can say there is like, what shaped me the most was that I trusted a lot of people and I wanted to get guided and I wanted that father figure. And I think a lot of you can feel with that, to look up to somebody and know that this person wants to help you and bring you to the best version that you are. And yeah, a lot of times I got a backstab in that situation, and that brought me to the phase that I was thinking a lot about, like being a bad guy that I was, which didn't end up very well. Then I was a too nice guy, which also didn't act very well. Because I never learned to how set boundaries. I never had a father who said to me like how to set boundaries, how to like I was always like, even and this is something many people maybe can relate to, like looking to my mom and seeing in her eyes that she wants that I confront her, the little man in the house. Nobody expected for me to be the man in the house, but I somehow felt like I need to be that person. And till today, it is like this, that I feel responsible for everybody. Like this famous Stoic saying, I don't know from who it is, which philosopher, like, as a man, you're not only responsible for yourself, you're also responsible for everybody around you. And this is something I really believe in, you know, but until a certain point, and this is something that shaped me, until a certain point, I only do it now for people who want it, who deserve it, and who are there for me. Because when I kind of had money, when I kind of had power and knew people and had status, everybody was there. And when I lost everything, who was there for me? Who really helped me? Even now, even today, and even after all these years, and I'm still so often the bad person, and I can be the bad person, yeah. When it makes you happy, I be the bad person for you. But this shaped me, yeah. This shaped me to the point that I say today, or let's say like this thing shaped me the most. And this is the thing that I actually like learned in the last few weeks through the new business that I'm building, that I use all the criticism, everything, and especially in the last few days, because I really needed help in the last few days and I was really desperate after a very long time. People just shut the door like hell in front of me, and not on a nice way, on a really rough and fucking way. And it's okay, it's that thing, they have to live with it. I don't judge them. I don't think anything bad about them, even if I think what they did was bad and they have to live with that karma. But in the end, it's my thing and that's their thing. And I think, like I said, thank God for that wisdom that you teach me. Like everything bad what happens, first of all, is thank God that it teaches you something, because everything bad teaches you something. Sometimes sometimes you need, yeah, it will happen more often that something bad comes and it teaches you. And I just learned that all the criticism, all the people, all the haters, as if I'm somebody's famous, but all the naysayers and all the people who doubt you and tell you you do that wrong, you do this wrong. Like you do 10 things right, you do one thing wrong, everybody will only remember the one thing wrong. So the thing is, like, I was always, when I had beef with somebody, I was trying to discuss and find a way and tell, hey, no, I was right there. But the thing is, in the end, you will not win the argument, because this person is frozen. But the thing that you can do for yourself, so if you can feel better, is if it really like is inside of you, that's, do you know this feeling like that you think like, oh, okay, like this is not true. I'm gonna show it, not only to you, also to myself. And this is the important thing, to yourself, you know, show it through actions. Let the people talk and show it through actions. And that's what's gonna shape you. That's gonna shape you, my little brother. That's what's gonna shape you. And this point that I want to talk today about is, what advice would you give to someone who feels like they need to justify themselves? This is exactly what I said. You don't need to justify yourself, to nobody, because nobody sits in your shoes. Only you know exactly why you do something, you know? Even the person who's constantly with you doesn't know exactly what is happening with you. Not your mother, not your father, not your best friend, not your partner, not nobody was there with you your whole life and every thought with it. So you don't have to justify it to anybody. Of course you do it because you love some people, but don't do it in the way of like always judging yourself for it and in the way of like talking about it and not doing something. Take action, you know? And there's a stoist that I try to work on every day now. And I did for a long time very good at it. And this is a way of why I want to do this again. Like, regardless of how I feel, regardless of how you feel, you should do what you have to do. And this is how you justify yourself, and how you don't need anymore the justification and the validation of other people. And with that, send this to your friends, send this to people that you know. I know now family and friends will watch it. I still hope that some other people, and write me in the comments what you think about that. Write me in the comments what other topics should be, what you think about it, was good, what was bad. Maybe even something that I need, because I'm very afraid of all the hate that's going to come. Like, make fake accounts if you hate me and write dumb shit down there, because believe me, thank you, I will grow on it. It will only make me stronger. So with that message, I wish you all the best and thank you for watching till the end. This was me, from a brother to a brother.